We're still in the series called Sustaining the Next Generation. And this Sustaining the Next Generation, I was here last week. My wife finished it on the fourth day of the week concerning the issue of inner healing. Dealing with the orphan spirit. Because if you do not deal with it, what I'm going to talk about now, you may not be able to sustain it. You won't. When we talk about what God wants to do in your life, there's something I'm dealing about today. This message is not even for you, it's also for me. Because every message that I teach, God will also test me with it. Anyone you teach, God will test you with it. Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. This is part of the 10 Commandments. And we're going to take our time. Maybe it's a master class. We'll look at the 10 Commandments in modern day culture. Because a lot of times people think that the laws of God are done away with. No. If the God of the Old Testament, I don't like to call it Old Testament because anything old should be destroyed. I like to call it the Tanakh. I'd like to call it scriptures and the prophets and the writings. Because the New Testament is a commentary of the Old. Every word Jesus spoke, he didn't speak of his own. He spoke of the word. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 12, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord is giving you. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1 to 4. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth. And you, fathers, do not provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the training and admonition of the Lord. The title of my message today is Preserving Destiny, Entering into Promise. Preserving destiny, entering into promise. And what preserves destiny is honor. And I like to tell you that honor is not politeness. Because we must look at it. What is honor? I've seen people say, you didn't honor me. Where is my honor? That is God talking, not you. That was in Malachi chapter 1. Listen, there are people who prayed but did not enter the promise. They left Egypt. They prayed, they saw miracles. They fasted, but they died in the wilderness. There are people who saw miracles, but yet were buried in the sand. So miracles, and many of us pursue miracles. We want to have those things. But you see, it's not the miracles that will take you to heaven, it's the fruit of the Spirit. It's not the gifts of the Spirit, it's the fruit of the Spirit. And you need to navigate with the wisdom of the Spirit. You must understand that even Lazarus still died. Why? There is something that sustains you and preserves your destiny as you're about to enter promise. There are many people that had promises. They were supposed to leave Egypt and enter the promised land. It's the promise. Then why did it not happen in their life? More than 2 million people. In fact, in the Mishnah and some of other Jewish writing, they believe that Janus and Jambres, those magicians of Egypt, they even followed the people of Egypt, the people of Israel into the promised land. Into the wilderness. They left Egypt. Some of them were afraid. That's why they left with the Israelites. The Bible starts speaking about in Exodus chapter 12 that it was a mixed multitude that left Egypt. It was a mixed multitude that left Egypt. People that were not even natural Jews. They believed in the God. So salvation has always been by grace, not by obedience. But obedience is the fruit of salvation. Listen. Why did this happen? Why? Because power does not carry you into inheritance. Alignment is the one that carries you into inheritance. And alignment is preserved by honor. This year is the year of align. For you to preserve alignment, you must live a life of honor. And honor is not politeness. Honor is a thing of the heart. It's a posture you carry. And it has to be with everything. You see, there is a culture we have, especially in this environment that we live. So I know they fear anybody. And we say things that are not good. And those are the things fighting you, but you think is the devil. You have promise over your life, but you are not entering the promise. Why? Because that is lacking. Listen, honor is not courtesy. It is covenant weight. It's not courtesy. It's not that you are cautious to people. Oh, sorry. No. It's covenant weight. I've seen people, they will smile at you, but in their heart, they don't like you. They treat you as debt. They think you are a monkey. One person told my uncle in one of the countries, said, do you people still live on trees? They said, yes, we still live on trees. When your president visited us, he stayed with us in the tree. Because there's a narrative they paint. There's a narrative. Some couple of observations I want to share with you us today so that we understand what honor is. The first one is about Paul's writing in Ephesians 1. Paul is thinking Torah. He's not giving an advice. So every time you look at Paul, Apostle Peter in 1 Peter warned that you are taking Apostle Paul's. Apostle Paul is deep. I'm trying to paraphrase. He said those who do not understand take his writing into their own destruction. I think it's 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 15. He said you must have to know that. Because I've seen where they have taken Apostle Paul's teaching based on what he's not saying, then they use it against him. They said Apostle Paul is the one that proposed that the law is over. No. Apostle Paul was not against the laws of God. He was against the misuse of the law. Understand that one clearly. In Ephesians chapter 6 verse 1, look at what Apostle Paul said. And when Apostle Paul is writing, he's not writing, he's pulling up from scriptures. The Bible says in Acts chapter 17, they are the Berean Christians. They checked scriptures to actually discover what Apostle Paul was teaching them was right. Which scriptures? The New Testament was never written. In fact, Philippians was written before the book of Matthew. So they were going into the Tanakh. Apostle Paul cannot tell them it's right because he wrote it. They have to check scriptures to find out what is right. There's what is called the Deuteronomy 13 test. The Deuteronomy 13 test is a test for false prophet. It's recently I began to understand it, but were scriptures that the Lord gave me before I entered when He was calling me into ministry. He said, even if somebody who is a powerful prophet, smoke is coming, signs and wonders, I'm just saying in my word, and he tells you to forsake the law of God, stone him. In other words, the Jewish people may not believe in your Messiah because you are telling them the laws of God is gone. So they will not become Christians because they have been warned that anybody that tells you to forsake the laws of God, stone the person. At the basis, follow the 10 commandments. At the basis. It said, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and your mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, that it may be well with you, and you may live long on the earth. And you fathers, do not provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the training and admonition of the Lord. You see, Paul here is not inventing any family advice. He's quoting Torah, he's echoing it. He's saying, this is what he said. Children, obey your parents. Obey your parents. I know some of your parents are not Christians. But that does not divorce from honor. You see, in Exodus chapter 12, verse 20, verse 12, it says, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. So the Hebrew word for honor here is kavod, or what we call kabod, or what they said is about glory. When they said ikabod, the glory has departed. So when there is kabod, there is glory, there is heavy, there is weightiness, there is substantial. So when they say the presence of God is present here, it's the kavod of God. The kavod. This is kavod. And it's all about weight. It's all about weight. You see, to honor someone is to assign weight to them. That's what to honor somebody, to assign weight to them. So when we talk about the culture of honor, it's not because it's not because of your performance, it's not because of what you do, it's not because of your platform, it's not because of your popularity or your fame, it's that I assign weight to you. The fact that my wife is submitted to me does not mean that she's a slave. I assign weight to her. And sometimes we reduce weight. We reduce it. So the principle here is that you inherit what you treat as weighty. Inheritance does not come to you without honor. Never. And that takes me to the next point and observation. It's about honor and land inheritance. Honor and land inheritance. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 12, it said, that your days may be long upon the land. That your days may be long upon the land. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land, which the Lord your God is giving you. You see, sometimes when we look at this, we think about long life, about 90 years, living up to 90, living up to 20. No. When the Hebrew audience is thinking about it, they are not thinking about long life as living up to 90 years. They are thinking about remaining in the covenant land. He said that your days may be long in the land I am giving you. So it's not about long life, just living. No, it's about the inheritance. It's that the land I'm giving you now, when you have honor, you will remain there. When there is no honor, you will be expelled. And the question I should ask, do you have any inheritance? Why? Because dishonor led to exile, but honor preserved the inheritance. Every time they disobeyed God, they were removed. Why did he say they should honor their father and their mother? Why? In Egypt, every one of them were slaves. So the Egyptians can come and even tell you to slap your father. So they have lived like that for 430 years. They can even say, sleep with your mother. Just for entertainment. So, honor is not emotional, it's territorial. It's not emotional, it's not, oh Lord, I love my person. Oh, no. It's territorial. You want to remain in that inheritance that God is giving you, preserve it by honor. We're going to look at some other example. What about Korah, Dathan, and Abiram? They left Egypt. And when they got to Mount Sinai, he said, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long. And he gave them order. Moses is the leader. The tribe of Levi, you are the one to minister before the Lord. But in the tribe of Levi, there are the priests. And the priest is from the house of Aaron. In Numbers chapter 16, verse 1 to 3, be careful. Be careful. He said, now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Dathan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, and On, the son of Pelet, sons of Reuben, took men. And they rose up before Moses with some of the children of Israel, 250 leaders of the congregation, representatives of the congregation, men of renown. They are the men, they are the famous men, they are the ones, they are leaders. They gathered together against Moses and Aaron and said to them, you take too much upon yourselves. For all the congregation is holy, because they have heard that God says you are a holy generation. You are a royal priest to me. Every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord? Listen, on the surface, this looks like political disagreement. But that's the surface. May God give you understanding to look at something deep. On the surface, political disagreement, but I will tell you, from the Hebraic perspective, this is a weight issue. What was supposed to be sacred, they commonized it. That is what is called profaning what is profane. You're profaning what is sacred. So, you know what Korah was doing? He was reducing Moses' kavod. He was reducing Moses' weight. He flattened divine order. And you know what he did again? He democratized what God has structured. Can I say something to you? When you live too much in democracy, you think that that's how God behaves. Every time you hold fairness straight away, in this kingdom, there's no fairness. It's structure. Let me tell you something so that you understand. Jesus gave a parable. He said he went outside. The man went outside to go and collect laborers. First hour, second hour, even to the last hour. The last people work for 1 hour. And he said, pay them starting from the last, so that the first will see what the last is earning. And they became angry and said, no, I agreed with you. Now, are you going to tell me how I'm going to be generous with my money? This kingdom is not democratic. It's about theocracy. That's why the church is a very dangerous place. Be careful. It's glorious if you follow the order. You see, we're talking about sustaining the next generation. Go and check children that beat up their father. Say, we'll go brush daddy today. Why? We want to listen. We want to teach daddy a lesson. Check. Listen. Korah treated sacred authority as common, and when weight collapses, inheritance collapses. Where have you reduced weight? The next observation is, what did Moses understand? What Moses understood about it? Because as a leader, as a father, as those leading people, be careful. When people reduce your weight, it's not the time to begin to shout, you refuse to honor me. No. You must understand that. Because, like I said, this message is not for, I'm not preaching at you, I'm preaching on myself. Because honor is a strong thing. In Numbers chapter 16, verse 4, when Moses heard them, look at what Moses did. It's also when Moses heard, he fell on his face. Sometimes when I see some of you, what you write on your status, you are fighting somebody. Must you reply? Must you? If you like, take this message and go to social media and tell I will not say one word. One word. Why? I'm not talking from the same perspective you are talking from. Must you reply? You mustn't. You mustn't. He fell on his face. Not following Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. He fell on his face before God. Moses did not defend himself because he understood that authority is not defended. Authority is not defended. Authority is discerned by God. Your father is your father not by your own choice, but by the allocation of God. Same thing with your mother. You see, Moses carried weight because God assigned it. But Korah attacked the vessel of transmission. Moses was the transmission of the laws of God. It's not because he was the one that originated it. You must understand that Moses was not merely a leader. He was a Torah carrier. That's why they told your father that They should tie it in there. They should talk about it. Your father and your mother are Torah transmitters. Your pastor is a Torah transmitter. So, to dishonor Moses was to interrupt covenant flow. Listen, a pastor was called. They said he should come and talk to them, the leadership, why their church is not growing. As he was talking, the pastor was talking, somebody will shut the pastor. The pastor was talking, somebody else will shut the man of renown. And the pastor who came as a consultant, who was also a prophet, said, there's no need for this thing. The reason why this church is not growing is because of the dishonor of the... Yeah. Why? Moses was simple. And many of you don't do well with simple people. Do you know why you dishonor your biological father? You have seen him. Do you know why you dishonor your husband or you dishonor your wife? Come on. You have to be careful. So the question is that why Korah, Dathan, and Abiram died outside is the next observation. Why did they die outside? The promise was that they were leaving Egypt to the promised land. That was the promise. So the promise of God over your life, you can even stall it. I've heard people say, this is the prophetic word I have gotten in my life. Why is it not happening? And the question is that, is there alignment? Is there alignment? What did Korah did not see? He saw miracles. He walked through the Red Sea. He ate manna. But you see, he experienced glory but died in the wilderness. Why did he die? Can I say something to you? Miracles doesn't preserve inheritance. What preserves inheritance is honor. Why did the earth swallow Korah, Dathan, and Abiram? When you swallow honor, the earth will swallow you. He swallowed dishonor. And the earth rejected. Honor your father and your mother that your days may be long on the land I'm giving you. So the moment you swallow dishonor, the earth opens its ground to swallow you. Today, physical earth is not opening. But right now, some people are in captivity. They pray in tongues, they do everything, but they are in spiritual captivity. Things are not working out well for them. Why? They swallow dishonor. And this brings me to what concerns me, the sixth observation. Even Moses missed it. Pastors, you have to be careful. Leaders, you have to be careful. Life group leaders, be careful. The people you are leading are not your people. And they will provoke you. They will provoke you to something that you are not supposed to. You will begin to talk anyhow. You will think you are their own. Moses himself did not enter the promised land. Aaron did not enter. Moses prayed and he said, don't even pray about that to me anymore. That's why I'm telling you this message is not only for any, it's for me too. In Numbers chapter 20, we read Exodus 20:12. Now this is Numbers 20:12. It said, because you did not believe me to hallow me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land. Therefore, you see, you know, sometimes some of you will say, oh Lord, he lost me. Oh, the grace of God. Listen, it doesn't not shock you that the first thing he told them when he was giving them instruction, he said, the day you eat it, you will die. What is grace of God? Is his love for you. What is your love for him? Is obedience. He struck the rock twice. Anger. The same anger that was his forefather, Levi. That they came out and killed everybody in Shechem. He failed to honor God's instruction publicly. They say, where I will talk to those people now, I walk in dishonor. Because I'm not honoring the vessel, the God in them. Listen, can I say something to you? Your father was not told to honor you. Your pastor was not told to honor you. Please show me. But your fathers and leaders were told to honor God. So even leaders honor God vertically. They are accountable to honor vertically, and that's God. That's why when the first of all attacked Moses, he didn't talk to them, he bowed. Why did Moses why did he break the golden calf? Why did he crush it and put it into water? Go and test it. Every time you take pure gold and put it into water, it turns to blood red. He was trying to atone for their sins. Nobody is exempted from Kavod alignment. Nobody. One of the culture we do here is the culture of honor. If I don't honor God, I'm done. Let's look at the restoration pattern in the Bible, Ephesians chapter 6. Let's look at the restoration pattern. Because we're talking about sustaining the next generation. There are many of you, your family have some inheritance. Many family have some things they will need that God has put in them to give to the world. But Kavod is not making it to pass. In Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1 to 2, it says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and your mother, which is the first commandment with promise. What is Paul connecting? Is connecting honor with that it may be well with you. That it may be well with you in Hebrew talk is shalom, wholeness. Honor brings shalom, it brings wholeness. Why? Because children who honor parents remain aligned to generational blessings. They remain aligned to generational blessings. Forget it all. I remember one of my friends, he was owing money. One day, with that stress, he got to the mother's house. The mother gave him food to eat. And he looked at the son. He said, my son, you are worried. The son cannot tell the type of money he's owing the bill so that the woman will not have high blood pressure. He looked at the son and declared, he said, life will not catch up with you. He may not know how to pray. As he got out of the mother's house, as he was going, one of the person was owing, called him and said, forget. He spoke it in Yoruba. Life will not catch up with you. I know you are more intelligent than your father. You have a PhD. He's a farmer. Your mother is a farmer. He said, honor your father and mother. He didn't say you honor your father then your mother. At that point in time, God put man and woman together. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 4. Fathers, hear this. It says, fathers, do not provoke your children. Do not provoke your children. Can I say something to you, fathers? Honor must be stewarded. Authority that crushes spirit loses weight. And every time I'm asking myself, am I crushing the spirit of my wife? Am I crushing the spirit of my children? Mothers, are you crushing the spirit of your husband? So this is the order in a Hebraic home. Fathers are the ones that blessed. Mothers are the ones that shape culture. And children listen with reverence. Why? Transmission, ladovador, from generation to generation, requires both sides. That's why in Malachi chapter 4 verse 6 it said, I will restore the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to the father, or else I'll visit the land with a curse. What is the curse upon the land? Lack of prosperity. I used to walk in lack of Kavod until I was preaching a message called Daddy Means Destiny. There's a way you look at somebody's wrongness and reduce weight. Until I started. I remember taking our son for him to bless him, because he's the first grandson. I still have the recording of that prayer. What did your father bless you? And if it's not, there's redemption. Because God is redemptive in all his ways. The last week we'll be talking about blessing generation. Prayer is not begging God. It's not begging God, because the way you people move, you pray, it's a prayer, not too much. Confusion everywhere. You can't be praying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack, when there's lack consciousness in your heart. The more you pray it, the more lack you produce. If you say you shall not lack, why are you still holding? Your giving signifies that you shall not lack. The eighth observation. What would have saved Korah, Dathan, and Abiram? Because Korah may have been saved. Why? If he has approached Moses privately. If he had maintained weight while expressing concern. One of my friends went to meet his pastor. They appointed a leader over the youth. And he knows that this leader they appointed, I'm not sure my pastor knows him. He will destroy the youth. The thing bothered him, because many of you think that the pastor knows everything. So when they appoint somebody, you get angry. You start talking anyhow. He went to meet his pastor. He told his wife said, cool down. I said, no. My pastor does not know this. When he met his pastor, he said, Pastor, this thing I want to say. It may not come out well, but look at my posture. So he knelt down in front of the pastor and his wife and began to say, this is what I feel. You know what the pastor did? He hugged him and said, thank you. You maintain weight while expressing concern. You submit the outcome to God, not to you. You have said it, leave it like that. Leave it to God. Stop trying to create disunity. He would have survived if he guarded communal unity. He took to himself people. He scattered unity. What have you heard about me that you didn't want to tell me, but you told everybody? What did you hear about your pastor that you did not tell them? Listen. Somebody came to tell me recently, said this person offended the person. I refused to ask that person, he said so. I said, I have no capacity to hear something you have not told the person that offended you. We are declaring about unity in the family, but you are spoiling it. You're spoiling it because they come and tell you, Olga, did you hear what, you see what Pastor Victoria did to me? And they say, tell me story. And Olga did not ask, did you tell Pastor Victoria what they did to you? Listen, anything you tell me about somebody, forget to. I'm calling. Straight away. I'll first of all ask you, did you tell the person? He say yes. Were you there? He say yes. Mm-hmm. But if you have not told the person, forget it. Listen, let nobody put you in bondage. Korah, Abiram, Dathan did not know what was in the head of Korah. He took them. You see, you can listen. In your house, the children can outvote the parents. 7-2. 2-2. They are more than you. It's not democracy. Even the mother can join the children to vote. In this family, there's no vote. You have equal voice, but not equal vote. Yeah, that's what the kingdom is. Honor does not, hear this, does not silence questions. It does not silence you from asking questions. It governs posture. In the midst of my asking you questions, what's my heart posture? Is it to tell you you are wrong? Or my heart posture is to say I still carry weight? Let's look at the modern day implication. Today, what does dishonor look like? One, casual critique culture. It's very casual. It's on social, it's everywhere. Casual critique culture. Familiarity without reverence. Because you know book. Platform competition. We are going to do avalanche. Ministers of God, we are not competing on this stage. That's why you didn't see any face there. I don't want you to come because somebody is singing. It's not God you are looking for. It's not intercession. I'm not against putting picture. You are singing, you have your own content creator that only records you. But not every. Listen, that's platform. You see, are you worshiping or you are creating content? You know what I'm looking at these days, and very soon we'll soon start implementing it. You are 20 minutes away from church. You are doing online. Fellowship is not easy, sacrificial. Listen, following Jesus is the narrow path. Here, no. We don't talk about this anymore. Come as you are. It's a narrow path. To follow Jesus is hard. No, it's hard. One day I was looking at one of this society. They allowed people to come to interview them in their hall. But when they wanted to start their meeting, they shut the door. You don't know what is happening there. Today, what we are not supposed to project online, we put it online. I'm talking to my children, you carry it online. Is that how your father put all the discussion in the family online? It's a family meeting. Very soon we'll be having some conversations and we'll be shutting down some things. If you want to do online service, we'll create an online service. Fully edited. Yeah, fully edited. It should be live. So we're looking at that. You went out last night, stayed till 11. When it's time to come to church, say you are tired. When it's time to go for a live group, say you are tired. He said, don't worry, I will do online. One day I told somebody, I said, I will come to your house. So I said, you they do online. How far? It's sacrificial. It's sacrificial. It's dealing with the body of Christ. It's making us weak. And in that online, are you really online? You are online selling your goods. You are online, there's a notification that comes. What does today dishonor looks like? It looks like sons competing with fathers. Daughters competing with mothers. It looks like leaders undermining leaders. Today we can have a pastor talking about another pastor and everything. Another leader talking about another this thing. What for? What for? What for? What for? What for? I know you know Buko. You see, when weight evaporates, alignment fractures. And you know what? Fractured alignment leads to wilderness circles. You see, the weight evaporated. Huh? What happened was that then alignment was fractured. And when alignment is fractured, there is wilderness circles. No wonder after in Deuteronomy, God came and said, you have dwelt too long in this mountain. And the question I should be asking, how many of you are now in your wilderness circles? Wait. Listen, you can be gifted and still die outside the promise. You can be gifted, so talented. When you handle scripture like this, we'll know. But you see, you can be intelligent and still bury your destiny. Because every destiny requires alignment. You can marry a good wife Huh? And weight can evaporate. You can marry a good husband, and weight is not assigned. What that marriage is supposed to achieve it may not achieve. It's not because you don't have a prophecy over your life. Because of weight. There are many men that dishonor their wives. And there are many women that dishonor their. Which takes us to Christ, the ultimate honor model. What is the ultimate honor model? It's not me. It's not your pastor. It's not you. It's Jesus Christ. In Philippians chapter 2, verse 8 and 9. He said, and being found in human form, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on the cross. Therefore, God has highly exalted him and bestowed on him the name that is above every other name. Every name. Leaders honor vertically. Jesus honored God, and exaltation followed. That's why promotion does not come from the east or the west nor the south. But they didn't mention the north. No, I'm not talking about that one. God is seated in the northern part. Honor precedes elevation. When there is honor, elevation follows. Dishonor precedes collapse. When there is dishonor, you will collapse. And my prophetic and apostolic call this morning. Where have we reduced weight? Have we reduced weight in family? Maybe you have reduced weight for your father and your mother. I know your partner, they behave well. Honor is not about behavior. It's about assignment of weight. Did the children of Israel, did they behave well before Moses? Bad people. None of them even prayed for Moses. No one. Leaders and pastors, be careful. You pray for them. Is there have you reduced weight in leadership? Maybe in your office or even in church, the person that is your leader in the place, you have reduced the weight. The person that is your life group leader, you have reduced the weight. Say, oh, why they call me? But every time when you have problem, you are telling people why they're not calling you. You are the Alpha and the Omega. We should serve you. Have you reduced Kavod in spiritual fathers? Where have you? You say you have many instructors, but you don't have many fathers. You have thousands of instructors, but not many fathers. A father is the one that believes in your welfare, physical, spiritual, emotional, everything. He's interested in it. An instructor is instructed in just passing information to you. What do you do with the instruction? Matters a lot. Have you reduced Kavod in marriage? Or no? He said, submit to your husband. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Can you flash that for me? 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1, and 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. I want to show you something there. He said, wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husband, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by behavior of their wives. That's one reality. 7. What does it say to fathers, to husbands? Husbands, in the same way, be considerate to you as you live with your wife and treat them with respect. Alamanda Shakaria. Another translation says, treat them with honor. As the weaker partner that has heirs with you of the promised gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. Submit to your husband. Have you reduced the kavod of your husband? The weight of your husband? Have you reduced the weight of your wife? Some people, what your husband says does not matter. It's what another person says. Some people, what your wife says does not matter. Do you know sometimes you can abandon your wife or your husband emotionally? That's reduction of kavod. Do you know why I say you should have a Sabbath day, cease from your work and concentrate on relationship? I know you are gwalikoing. He said, Pastor does not understand that I'm looking for money. I do not have time to rest and everything. And that's why kavod has been reduced in your home. Does it not shock you that when you don't have your money, your wife says you go and get money? When you have money, you say you don't have time for me. Then you are wondering, what do you want? What it wants is that one day cease from work. When you can cease from work for one day, you will live long in the land that God is giving you. 2, you will maintain relationship. Have you reduced kavod in the last part? In God Himself. Where have you dishonored God? When God tells you this is what I want you to do, you say no. You know what to do, but you do the other opposite. Your destiny, your promised land is not entered by charisma. It's not entered by charisma. It is entered by alignment, and alignment is preserved by honor. It's entered by alignment. Rise up on your feet.